The final countdown. Yeah, baby. This is it for the studio albums on my CD Purge. Oh, by the way, I'm Steve. This is A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for CD Purge. Taking care of the last little bit here. I think I got about 45 here. We'll sort through these and then we'll go through the final numbers. If anything, MGK, he's a numbers guy. He loves hearing the numbers. All right, here we go. Starting off with Yes and her debut, Keeper. Time and a Word, their follow-up, Keeper. The Yes album. This is gone. Oh, not because it's a bad album. I have the box set, so goodbye. Fragile, or do you say Fragile? Another fantastic album, but I have the box set. It's gone. Close to the Edge. The greatest prog rock album ever. It's Keeper, except this edition. I have the box set. It's gone. Tales from Topographic Oceans, an album I have struggled with since its release in 1973. And it's gone. Not for the reason you think. I also bought the box set. Okay. Relayer. This kind of like with Topographic Oceans, I always struggled with it, but in the last couple of weeks, as I've been hunkered down on the couch with Maddie, as she's been convalescing from her surgery, I've listened to this album a number of times, and I like it a lot more now. Going for the one. Tormato. That's another one I struggle with. Oh, man. Okay, Drama. A lot of people don't like this. I do. 90125. For some Yes fans, this was a step too far. But I like it. I can't say I enjoy the album as much as I did when it came out. I was fine with the kind of shift in sound, a little more radio friendly. But it's still a pretty decent album. Big Generator. This kind of the same feel as 90125, but nowhere near as good. Union, or as Rick Wakeman likes to call it, Onion. Talk. I think that's a pretty good album, actually. A Session. Wait a minute. Why do I have this in here? Well, because you know what? It's live. It should be in my live section, but it's a keeper. Or you know what? Pay no attention to that. I'm going to put it back. That's why, because a Session 2, it's live, but then the other disc is new studio tracks. So that's why I just kept them together. I didn't want to break up the pair. Open Your Eyes, Keeper. The Ladder. Magnification. Okay, Fly From Here. The original, keeping it. And then Fly From Here, Return Trip. Keeping it. Heaven and Earth, Keeper. The Quest, Keeper. Mirror to the Sky, their latest. I'm not keeping this, but because I have the box set. So goodbye. All right, part of my big Cajun kick I was on back in the late 80s, early 90s. Zachary Richard, Women in the Room, Keeper. He's actually more than just Cajun. I'd say he's a bit of a singer-songwriter. Very talented guy, though. And then his album, Snake Bite Love. That's Keeper, too. There you go. And moving on, where are we at here? All right, Zach Wilde, Book of Shadows. Nope, not keeping it. Never listened to it. Zebra, Tell Me What You Want. That's Keeper. Oh, Zephyr with Mr. Tommy Bolin. Of course, that's a keeper. Zyar. What year is this from? 71, yeah. Okay, and you know what it's going to sound like if it's from 71. That's a keeper. The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. I'm not as big a fan of this as a lot of people are. A lot of people think this is like, God, one of the 100 most important albums ever. I do not hold it in that high of regard, but I'm keeping it. Zombies, I believe this is their most recent album. Different game. You know, when I first got it, I thought, yeah, I kind of like this, but you know what? It just doesn't have legs for me. I never even think of playing it. It's gone. The Zoo, Shaking the Cage. Now you're saying to yourself, unless you really know your music, who the hell are the Zoo? Let me rattle off who's in here. Okay. If I can find the liner notes here. Musicians are Mick Fleetwood on drums, Billy Thorpe, lead and background vocals and lead and rhythm guitars. Becca Bramlett, yeah, she's singing. And then we got her parents, Delaney and Bonnie. They're in here too. So, you know what? It's not a bad album. I would say it's an interesting album. I'll bet you it's probably hard to find because I doubt it sold very well. Keeping that. We got your ZZ Top here. We got the 6-pack, first 6 albums. And actually, to me, the first 4, that's what you need. Then we got Degueo, keeping it. Eliminator, not my favorite era is ZZ Top, but I'm keeping it. And then, now I'm saying later, what year is this from? God, fucking print is so small. Oh, 96, okay. So, hey, it's already 30 years old, and I'm calling it a later album. Rhythm, isn't it? What do you call it? Rhythmine? Rhythmine, yeah, we're keeping it. And then I have 3 more here, ones that I bought after I had already showed that stretch of the alphabet. So we have Ambient Den, some modern day prog rock, keeping that baby. Thank you, God, I forget who turned me on to that. Moon Letters, Thank You from the Future, some modern day prog, keeping that. And then we have Travers and Appice, and that would be Pat Travers and Carmen Appice, or a piece, whatever you want to say. It Takes a Lot of Balls. That's a goner. So, 2, 4, 6, 8 here. So here we go with the final numbers. I went through, if you watched the A to M, that came out to 1,770 CDs. The N to Z came out to 1,244. So that gives us 3,014 CDs. I jettisoned 394, was hoping it was more, leaving me with 2,620 for 13%. Now, when I started this, I was hoping I only want to move 2,500 CDs, okay? So I would need to chop off another 120 just from this lot, but I still have my live CDs to go through, my greatest hits, compilations, soundtracks, and then also the box sets. So I wasn't counting the box sets in that 2,500. Those are a different animal. But I'm going to scan through the ones that I've put back on my shelf and see, bam, 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 bam. I got to kick some of those out. Although, you know what? I'll bet you the 2,620 that are keepers, that includes the ones I have down in Arizona, which are all duplicates. So I'll bet you I can get this group down to 2,500. But anyway, thank God this portion is over, because now I've got my room back to being arranged, or rearranged, and I will pick up with the live CDs, and I have a lot of live CDs to go through. Thank you, everybody who has watched this series, commented on it, and especially to Gary, who's been the brunt of my jokes a couple times. That's it. Thank you.